spirituality is the knowledge about us as a spiritual being and also as a person, as a personality. So all the information and all about our journey and all about our karmas, everything gets included in the word spirituality, made of two words, spirit, personality. So it has information about the spirit as a spiritual being and as a personality. Okay, and meditation is also again made of two words, mind, attention. And wherever we put our mind's attention, we are meditating on that aspect. Negative or positive is our choice again. And so let's talk about reincarnation. So according to spirituality, and it is also proven by the science, that there is only one energy in the whole universe, and the whole universe is made of that one energy, and we are a part of that energy. We are the same energy, and since we are the same energy, we have all. How are we all different from each other? Is because we all have different minds. We have 5 bodies that we use, and all those 5 bodies are different for each and every personality. Now those 5 bodies are, first of all, is the physical body, right, made of food and water. Second body is the etheric body, or also known as a prana body, or emotional body, which is also made of breath, right? So when if you know, your physical body is sustained by the breath body. And then third body is your mental body, mind, also known as astral body. And of course we all have mind, which is thoughts. Fourth body is the intellect body, that is memories, fears, phobias, all those information stored. And the last body is the spiritual body, which is also known as the voice of your consciousness, or the guiding factor, your voice of your own soul, spirit. So these are 5 bodies that we use to have a humanly experience in this universe. Now as we are continuing in our journey, and as we come into this world, now let's explore the word reincarnation. What do you mean by reincarnation? Since our subject is confined to the reincarnation, let's start with that. What do you mean by reincarnation? Reincarnation. Incarnation means to
come back.
To come back. Exactly. To come back. That means to remanifest, to manifest again. The carnate means to manifest, and re means to come back again. So reincarnation is to the meaning of a word itself means to come back in the same form, or in a different body, or in a different form. So we are the energy beings, and we are manifesting in the form of a human body right now, and having the journey. So we can also come back in different forms, in different kind of species also. But because the energy is the soul traveling. Now whether you believe in the soul traveling or not, it doesn't matter, because but everybody believes, whether no matter which religion you follow, they all believe that the soul doesn't die, right? They all believe in spirit. They all say the spirit doesn't die. There's only one energy, and the energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can remanifest in different forms and different times, but it cannot be destroyed or created also. So it just exists. So we are that energy. So we basically, as an energy form, cannot be destroyed, but we do take different forms. We do take different journeys. We do have different journeys. Now some of us believe that we go to heaven and hell. Now these are the different versions of different religions, and even if we are going to the heaven or hell, they are also, we are still alive. We are not pronounced dead. They don't believe that the soul dies. They only believe that they go and sit there forever. That is what their belief system is. Now in the reincarnation, we believe that the soul is on a journey on this life planet to create different experiences, and on that basis we are coming back again and again to create different experiences, to learn and grow with it, with every journey, and to fulfill our desires also. So there are 3 reasons why a soul takes the birth, and these 3 reasons are, first of all, is of course your karmic obligations, that is the karmas that we created, and So the karma that we created also makes us create karmic obligations with each other, different souls. So on that basis we have to finish off those karmic cycles. So action happened and the reaction needs to be completed. Now when did that action happen? Happened in the past. And when was that past? Past meaning, if let's start with a small child. When a small child is born, as you know, look at the two children, small two children. Are they all the same? There are differences, right? In each and every child that is born has its own unique personality, right? So, where is the different personalities coming from? If we start thinking about from these point of views, we will see that two children, even if they are twins, they are still having a different kind of a personality. And that kind of, so for example, some children are colic, they're crying. Some children are smiling. Some children are very peaceful, quiet. So they all are, even as just stillborn, I mean a newborn also, they are showing you different streaks of their nature and their characters. It's not the same. So why are they so different? Have you ever thought of it? Because if they are born from the same parents, same time, why are they still behaving in a different manner? And their characters, and as they start growing up, you will also notice that one person is more naughty, the other one is quieter, or different aspects. Even if their faces look alike because they are twins, still there is a difference in the personality. So where is that difference coming from? So that is a point to think about. So when did that is because, what do you think, why is they're behaving in a different manner? How do we behave? How do we behave on the basis of, how do we get differentiated from one person to the other? Because our minds are different. The thoughts in our minds are different. The information stored in our mind is different. For example, even as a person, or even as a child, or some people like chocolate ice cream, right? And you bring the ice cream. When we say let's eat ice cream, some person will think, oh, I'll have a chocolate ice cream. Second person would like vanilla ice cream. Now why is the difference? Because when they ate chocolate ice cream in the past, they liked it, and that experience was stored in their mind, in their intellect body, in the memory. It went into their memory, and that is how now the memory is there. And as soon as we talk about let's have an ice cream, the intellect body gives the information to the mind that you like chocolate. Okay, so we prefer chocolate. Similarly, the other person's mind gives experience, according to, on their basis of experience, they want vanilla ice cream or strawberry ice cream. So that is just an example. That is how all the experiences that we have get stored in our intellect body. An intellect body is nothing but all our likes, dislikes, fears, phobias, all our past experiences, psychic impressions. Everything is stored in that intellect body. So on that basis, the intellect body keeps giving information to the mind, and then it helps the mind to make the decision which way to go. So that is how our minds work, and we are all having a different experiences. So as a result, our likes, dislikes, everything is, our personality, whole personality is different from each other. Now as a small child who has just come into this world and has not even experienced the world as yet, still you see the different personalities, still you see different traits in their nature. So when did they acquire it? When they are just newborns. So that just is a point to think that there must be a life before, where then when they must have acquired all that personality traits which are in their intellect body. Okay, so that is the first point to think about. Yes, Bernice?
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, how are you, Madhu?
Yes, thank you.
I wasn't in one of your meetups before.
Yes.
So that information that information that is stored in their conscious, right, in their mind, in their
intellect body, yes.
In the intellect body.
Memory. Yes.
Right. And it manifests when they are pretty much like kids.
Yes.
Right. Those are the memories alive from other lifetimes.
Yes.
You will say.
Yes.
From previous lifetimes.
All
right?
Because if they are just newly born, they cannot have or had any experience to yet to put it in their memory. They have
Right.
yet to grow up and make some memory, new memories. But from the
Right.
past memories, they already have the personality traits that you can notice. Okay.
Right.
But they
Yeah,
say
makes
the
sense.
children hold the memory when they are born. They hold the memory of their previous life till they are about 4 or 5.
5 years old. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I understand. Some people even say 7, but I don't think it lasts that long.
No, because
It's the
as
first
soon
5
as
years,
they
right?
are big enough to start learning from this world, that part of their memory gets blocked. Because then now
There was actually a documentary on, oh my gosh, on Netflix that points to
Yes.
this idea where I forget what it was. I don't know if it was a near-death experience documentary. You might know,
Yes.
Ms. Kumar, or you certainly would. But what's interesting is that they actually interviewed a guy who had a previous life as an actor in the 40s.
Yes.
And he was able to recount details verbatim
Yes.
at 4 or 5 years
Actually,
old.
I was
But then
going to come
after,
to those
I think it
points.
was Bernice was saying that the minute they get older, around 6 or 7, you can tell right away he had
Yes.
forgotten everything.
He had
It was
forgotten.
actually kind of mind-blowing, the details that he knew.
Yes.
It was quite fascinating.
And actually, now that you brought it up, I was going to bring this point up later on, but now that you brought it up, the University of Pennsylvania has been doing the study for last decade or so, and they have found more than almost 500 cases of such where the kids under 5 years old were able to tell them exactly about their past life, and then they were able to go and verify all the details that they told them. So those were the studied, the University of Pennsylvania had that study and they have published it also. And that means that those kids which are under 5 years old and were able to even take them to the spot where they were living before and all their relatives before. So they were able to verify whatever they were saying. So that study has been published also. And then if you look at it also from past life regression techniques where they hypnotize you and take you back into your own memory, and that is where also a lot of people can find out about their past lives also. And then of course
I'm sorry to interrupt. May I ask a question? Why do we remember it from such a small child up to 5 years when we can't use that information? Why don't we not remember our past lives longer than that so we can use those previous experience to improve on our present life?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting question, and that is very important also. Why it does it? Because our mind itself blocks it. Now, why does our mind blocks it? Now, for example, you were a father, in the last life of some children. Now, then once you died as a soul, now you came back, because always we have is that, as I told you, there are 3 reasons to take birth: karmic obligations, our desires, and also our ignorance of this knowledge that we are spiritual beings. Till we are ignored about this, live in this ignorance that we are body and the mind, and continue to function like this, we are going to be depressed also, miserable also, and also we will keep on in this cycle of death and birth. But once we have this knowledge and we start abiding into it, we will have the right and the choice to become free from this cycle. Now, so the first karmic obligations, that means there is a certain soul groups where we are always taking birth again and again. So this time you were a father to some of the souls, and then you died, and now you came back as a child to that same son who was your son earlier. So it can be conflict of and very confusing. Or you were a father, now you came up back as a husband, or you came back as a conflicting kind of a relationship. So and then it could be that you not even came back as a male, you came back as a female. So it can be a conflicting situations. So that is why. And also then our mind blocks also because you want to create new experiences. You want to not be stressed out for the last past lives experiences. And then again, the universe also tests us. We take a new body because we want to grow and learn and come nearer to the light that we are, experience ourselves as the light and feel that bliss and peace that we are. But if we are or naturally do not believe in it, or if we are basically engrossed in the past life, we won't be able to be tested and grow. Now, testing by the universe means that supposing I was an angry person last life, and now I decided that in this body I'm going to try to get rid of the anger. This is one of the vices. I really need to get rid of it. So I created those situations. We ourselves create our plan. There is no God sitting there to create plans for us. He has too much of work otherwise to run the universe. So we plan it out. So we planned out certain situations where we'll be tested for the anger. There'll be people coming to provoke us, push our buttons, and we want to need to see whether we are exploding or have we been able to control it. So this kind of a test will only happen if there is not an open book. So if we already know the answer with all the past information and past lives information, remembering it, we can never pass that test. We can never pass it with really understanding it that we really achieved it. So for all these purposes, the information is blocked by our mind so that we can grow and learn and continue in our journey, and also have the full scale experience of in a new life. It's like, you go to imagine that you have come on this earth for a vacation, to enjoy and to learn and grow and to have fun. And when you go and go to a vacation, you want to have a maximum fun. You don't want to be dealing with all the things which are negative and boring in your back hometown. So you want to go and focus completely and have fun in the new town that you went in. So that is how it is. So when you take a new birth, you go completely as a new person. But
I like that point of view very much. I like your explanation because it kind of reminds me about memory. If we remembered everything we did from the day we were born till now, we would go crazy.
Yes.
Like it's great to forget things and let things drop. So we can empty our cup and have room for new thoughts and ideas.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes. So, and also then desire is another factor that we want to take a new birth because we want to experience, like last life, we could not be an actor and I had a very big desire to become an actress. So in this life, I planned it out that I'm going to be born into a family where there are actors and actresses as my mother and father, and they'll help me to become an actor. So that way we fulfill our desires too. So,
but don't come back as a human being. You could come back as an ant, or you come back as something, an animal or something.
That depends on your karma. Actually, what happens is if you are, it's like you create a balance sheet. Now you are in a human body right now, and you should be acting like a human person with humanity. Humanity means with compassion and love for each other, caring for each other, support for each other. But now you start acting like an animal, hating and fearful and hurting each other. So what are you asking? Living in a human body, you are asking to be an animal. So if your negative karmas are more than your positive ones, then you are definitely going downwards towards the animal body. But if you are negative and positive, karmas are the same, they are balanced, then you are given the opportunity of coming back as a human being. And if you are positive is more than the negative, then you also have an opportunity to come back as an angel or as a Devi, Devta, so you can become one of those also to guide the human beings. And then later on but all these forms, that no matter whether it's an animal, they are temporary. You all have to evolve from that, and human being is the only way form where the mind is so evolved that you can really have a self-realization experience and understand that you're not even any of these bodies and mind. You are in fact that energy that makes all these 5 bodies work. Okay, so that is why we have to really see how we are working our karmas. Karmas is action, and every action has a reaction.
Yeah.
So that was the one point. Second point, if you start thinking about is, you've seen some children, they are born in a poor family, and some are in the rich family. Then some are with good health, some are with bad health, they are born. Now, who decides who's going to be born in a rich family or a poor family? So, if you say, like some of the religions say, God decides everything, that means God is a very partial person. He loves some souls more, and the other souls, he doesn't like them. And on what basis is he deciding? So that is
It's your
also on the
it's your
basis of
karma.
our own karma. Yes, on our own karma. If you were very generous in your last life, that means if you had a lot of money and you were able to share your money also with the needy people, then you're already writing that whatever you give will come back to you, right? The universe, that's a law. What goes around comes around. So it will come around to you. Maybe in that life you don't need it, you already have enough. So in the next life, you will be born as a rich person. So that is because of your own karma, not because of God loves you more and he doesn't love the other person less. It's nothing like that. God has nothing to do with your journey.
I have sorry, I have a question. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm entertaining this theory, this idea of a pre-birth plan, and I've been reading about this idea, and what that points to is the idea that we choose our parents and our situations and our experiences when we're up there before we arrive to learn lessons and grow and whatnot. I'm wondering, from your experience, is there any correlations between your teachings and this ideology of a pre-birth plan? Do you think it exists? Is there some substance to that? And if you can elaborate on that, because I'm
Yes.
I'm not necessarily wrestling with it, but I'm finding a challenge to tie in the reincarnation with the choice of the pre-birth plan when I still owe karmic debt.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, it is our old karmic debt. So what happens is, now supposing I took $100 from one of you, and I did not have the opportunity to give it back. Now that's a debt owned by towards me from my side to you guys, one of you, right? So whoever gave me, I have to give it back, because an action will bring a reaction. So the cycle of the action will only be completed when I give back that $100. Now, since I left the body and I went to another zone, I see that I took the money, but I was not able to give it, or I stole it, or whatever, in whatever way, I took away what did not belong to me. So if I take it and I'm supposed to now give it back to you. So I will plan it out in such a way that I will meet that person in one way or the other, maybe as a friend. And if there are a lot of obligations, lot of karmic obligations open, lot of open cycles, then that two souls will come back as a family, because in the family you have more opportunities to interact and give back all your obligations. Now you've seen some of the in some of the cases, you see one of the partners or one of the mother, father, or even a brother, sister, they're taking care of someone who's born ill, and or they are mentally ill, and they have to take care of that child for the rest of their lives. Now why are they being obligated? Because they were also maybe in the same situation in the last lives, where they were in that situation, and these souls took care of them. So this is like a giving back. It's closing the cycle and also finishing off your karmic obligations. This is how we plan it. And when we are out of the body, we have the knowledge of all our past lives information to us. It is like in a right away, in a linear form. It is not like there is no time and space over there. So immediately the whole information is available to us, and then when we are doing the planning, we know from which lifespan I owe whom and what, or who owes me also. So it's not just I am owing everything, they also owe me. So how will they come back in? And so I cannot do everything in since I've had 100 lives or maybe thousands of lives. I cannot do all the interactions and closing of all the interactions in one life. So I choose that who are the people who are going to come back in my life in this lifespan, and while I'm fulfilling my desires also, as well as I'm finishing off my karmic obligations, and I am learning and growing also, and becoming a better person. So these are the three factors which bring helps us to make the life plan. So because supposing we made a lot of mistakes, like some of the, you've seen Hitler, like Hitler, he killed so many people out of his ego and ignorance. So that kind of a soul has to really go into the darkness. That means start from the bottom up as a reptile and going up from an ant up towards human being, and it can take him millions of years and lifespans to come back as a human being. But by that time the soul is cleansed. Why? Because he went from suffering from the ant up all the way up to the human being, and lot of cleansing happens, and as a result he is able to start again. So that is how the planning is done. Because when we are too much of negativity, the plan is not in our hands, universe takes over. But if as I said, if our balance sheet is positive and negatives are same, we can come back as a human being, and we have a right to choose and make our own plan.
Want to read the book Ra, the Law of One. That'll give you a really great understanding of this whole entire incarnation thing. And even talks about Adolf Hitler himself, where he is currently right now. He's currently in healing. It tells you about the whole entire process of the veiling process, why you actually are purposely veiled.
Yes.
To a certain degree. You can actually penetrate the veiling if you actually would like to penetrate it, but it's a lot of work.
In past life regressions also, you must have heard of that also. Some of the there are a lot of people who do that past life regression. They take you back into your own memory, and then you can go into a past life. And there also, these people also give you information about past lives, and how people who have gone back through the past life regression technique, they also tell you about the past lives being there as a reincarnation being the true factor. Okay, so that is also there. And then of course near death experiences, people who have had the near death experiences also. And then there's another book that I read like 30 years back or so, that was Many Masters, Many Lives by Brian Weiss. You can look into that also if you want to. Yes. And then third factor that I want to express is fears and phobias. Now you see, we all have fears and phobias. Even as a child, small children, you put two children, the twins, into the pool. One of them is very scared, the other one loves it. So where did that fear and phobia come in? Again, that is from the past lives. It cannot be from this life, because he's not even experienced it, but still they are fearful. So fear and phobias are also in the night also. So all this is because of the experiences which are stored in their memory, which is giving them the information that this is dangerous or this is loving. Okay, like fears and phobias of water, heights, dogs, animals, whatever. So these are the different also factors which can prove that reincarnation is there, the information is there, and that information was stored sometimes at the previous life. It cannot be in this life, because they are still child. Then again, you've also seen gays and lesbians. They are also gays and lesbians are nothing but they have a different sexual liking or desires, right? So what is that? Now for example, if in the past you were a male, you came in as a male, and of course you liked a woman, right? So that memory is stored in your intellect body, that you like woman. And for example, I usually give is like, every time in the past life you created a habit of whistling when a beautiful woman would go by, because you like women so much. So the information is very well stored in your intellect body. So this time, if you took instead of male body, you took a female's body to experience something different, but the information in your mind is still that you like a female for your sexual desires. You still like the female. So that is how it is. Just like you have a like and dislike for ice cream and all, that's also one of these likes and dislikes which are stored and indebted in your memory in your intellect body, and it's coming up. So as a result, you are labeled as lesbian or gays, but that is also one of your likes and dislikes. Okay, so that doesn't make them less of a person. It doesn't make them less of anything. In fact, they are just like all of us. It's just their likes and dislikes about their sex is different. Sexual preference is different. That's all. So there is nothing bad. They are not a bad, like they are labeled as as bad people, but that's not so. Okay, so that is another thing. Then prodigy. Have you heard of child prodigies? Where some children have a lot of they know all the Gita, they can recite the Gita shlokas, or they can play piano like a maestro, or they can
Yes, I hear that.
sing.
Yeah, I have like a special abilities since they're very like since they're kids. My mom to take ballet lessons because I love it since I was a kid to dance. Since I was 4, 5.
Yes.
And I saw it on TV and I was fascinated. After 3 months of being in ballet lessons, where did I learn ballet before?
Yes.
But I was already 7 years old then. And the teacher, but I like it from before, right? And the
Yes.
teacher told her, it seems that she was born with it. She never learned before. Are you sure?
Yes.
And because it came natural to me.
Yes. So the 3 months only reviewed the lessons that you learned from the past lives. So it just reminded you, basically. So that was just a reminder, but you already had the knowledge in you. So when did you learn? That was again in the past life. So if there was no past life, then you could not have learned, or you could not have been doing the ballet so well, right? So that is how the child prodigies is another example, or the point to think. When did they learn all the information that they are so, like mathematicians, when did they learn all these things if they are just born? Because child prodigies are recognized at the age of 5, under the age of 5 only, most of them. And even if they are beyond the 5, still at the age of 7 also, you could not have learned the ballet so well as some of the others who are struggling. So that is also one of the examples of the incarnation. Regarding our religions, I think the Christianity and the Islam are the only 2 religions that I know of who do not believe in reincarnation. I don't know, maybe others are there too, but these are the 2 very religions who really do not believe in reincarnation. And in case of Christ, I know that he did go and meditate into the Himalayas, and he did have a self-realization experience. And when you have a self-realization experience, you get the knowledge of your past lives completely. You get all the knowledge of all your past lives, and also you can see all your future, how you want to whatever you want to create. It will show you different paths. You want to go right, left, forward, it's up to you. Choice is yours, but whichever way you go, if you choose right, what all are the experiences you're going to get because of your choice, and what are the different choices. With a different choice, you'll get different kinds of experience. So all that is information is available to you. So with self-realization, realized soul, everything is known. So Christ did know about reincarnation. It's just that he only taught for 3 years. He taught only from 30 to 33, and then he was crucified. So he did not really get a chance to teach this knowledge to the people. So to say that he did not know is wrong, because he was a self-realized soul, because he did do the healing, and you get the power of healing only once you're self-realized. So he did have that power, and he was able to, he could have, if he would have lived, he would have, of course, taught. But whatever he was taught, he only taught it to his 12 disciples. Then those people wrote the whole, they created the whole religion. And it's on the basis of the information they retained, and also over the past so many 2000 years, things have gone from one hand to the other, so things have changed also. So it disappeared basically. But atheist doesn't mean that you're not a spiritual person. Atheist only means you do not want to follow an organized religion. That's all.
And my
An
mom
organized
read that,
religion
yeah.
is something which has set views, set ideas, and then they want to,
Exactly.
they have their own, it's like going to a school which has its own rules and regulations, own book, its own dress code, everything they create like an institution. So you can either you can follow a organized religion if it helps you, but if it doesn't make you any less of a person. You're still a same
Absolutely.
person, still spiritual person, spiritual being on a journey to experience life. So it doesn't matter whether you follow it or not. It's immaterial. Okay.
And
So
you never really know. I mean, there may be so much more to like the Abrahamic faiths, but so much was destroyed.
yes.
And so much was rewritten. And when
No,
you take a word
in
and you
Abrahamic,
translate it in,
under the
oh, sorry,
Abrahamic,
when,
no, I'm so sorry. I said under the Abrahamic, I don't know about Islam. I don't know if Muhammad was realized or not. But regarding Jewish religion, their Old Testament Torah, they do have information about
Right.
reincarnation. They do believe
but
in
it's
it.
like we don't know. It's so hard to find what the truth is because so much has been changed and
Yes,
manipulated.
exactly. That's what I
And-
said.
Right.
Yeah.
Over so many
Yeah,
years,
and-
everything has changed from one hand to the other. Yes. Sanskrit
came
is
from.
not a
And
language.
also-
Actually, it's a combination of sounds. Now, for example, Om sound. Now, what is an Om sound? It's just a sound. It has no meaning. And it's just a sound that vibrates in the
Vibration.
whole universe, right? So, what is that?
Vibration, right?
Yeah, it's just a vibrations, and it is vibrating in the whole universe. So it's made of three sounds: a, u, So for speaking any language, no matter whether it's Latin or any other language, you have to either have your mouth wide open. When you start with any kind of a word, it's either is half open, oo, or it's the mouth closed. So these combination of these three sounds creates the entire dialect of any language. So it is the Sanskrit is just like that. All the mantras that are created in the Sanskrit, it is the combination of different sounds, and these sounds, each sound creates a vibration. And that on that basis, on the basis of the vibrational frequency, the sound is taken as a higher vibrational sound or a low vibrational sound. So on that basis, the combination of different sounds create different mantras. So that is why I said Sanskrit is not actually a language. It is just a combination of different sounds combined to create different vibrations. And as such, when we chant mantras in the Sanskrit, it has a very high vibrational frequency, and it can really take your own vibrations also, because we are also just vibrations. We are also just energy, nothing else. So as a spiritual being, we are energy beings, and when we raise our energy, we are in contact with all the information that I'm telling you also, and also what is ever written, it is available to you without having to read anything. You'll be able to.
Don't forget,
Through meditation,
and
you do your cleansing of all the veils. Remember you talked about a veil. So all those veils of negativity, they have to be removed from your mind and from all your five bodies, intellect, body. And once you start removing those veils, the more and more knowledge and more information will start coming to you through the universe only. The more questions will arise, the answers will also come to you from within yourself. And that is how you will be so there's a saying in Sanskrit that you don't read a book, you be a book. Be a book and read yourself. So that means be a book, meaning that you bring the question and get the answers also from the universe, and then read it to yourself. So that is what it is all about, and that happens automatically with self-realization experience. And self-realization experience, you have, if you want it, that can only happen through meditation. There is only one way and no other way. So through meditation, you can get the knowledge from anybody and everybody, but don't forget all the books that are written by whoever is written on the basis of their experience. But when you go to do the meditation, you get your own experiences, and then you become a book and you can write your own experiences, and that could be a book that some other people will read and get guided through. So, but You can read the books initially to get the knowledge so that you don't go astray and you are not going in the wrong path. But otherwise, in order for you to become a book, you have to do the meditation, cleanse yourself, raise your vibrations to the extent that you are one with the Om sound vibrational frequency, and you will get all the knowledge that is available in the universe, not only about yourself, about the whole universe and about the God. So that is about it. And then also in our Vedas and Vedantas, in our scriptures, especially in Hinduism, there is a saying that when the soul leaves the body, the physical body dies, but other four bodies that I talked about, that is the etheric and the astral, that is your breath, emotional body, your mind, intellect, and your spiritual body, they go along with the spirit. They get attached and they go along to the new body. And that is why the child who's born, newborn, has his own personality, because he's already coming with the mind and the intelligence and the all the emotions. So that is why some children are colic, some they are always crying, some are very peaceful. So on the basis of their past experiences, they are emotionally emotion body is reacting to that. So that is also one of the things, the way to understand that reincarnation does exist. It's not that there's only one life, and if it was one life only and this and here and now, then it would be very wrong. It would be very partial on the basis of God to give somebody, some souls, good life and the others bad life. Another book that I would recommend that you guys read is Autobiography of a Yogi. I don't know if you guys have heard about it.
Who is the author, Madhu?
Ramana Maharishi. It is his life story, Autobiography of a Yogi. By Ramana Maharishi. You can Google it. It's available on Amazon. I read it 40 years back before I was on this starting this journey, and he writes about all the experiences that he goes through as he grows spiritually. And you'll be amazed about on the basis of his information that you will get. I read that book in one night. It's a big book. It's not a small book, but you cannot put it down. So it's such an interesting book. Please look into that, and it will give you a lot of information also. So this was and so now I think I have covered everything. So our journey is all about knowing ourselves as a spiritual beings rather than this body and the mind. And you've heard that Shivoham, Shuddhoham, Buddhoham, Muktoham, Nityoham. So Shuddhoham is our life journey to cleanse ourselves, cleanse all the negativity from within ourselves, cleanse all our 5 bodies so we can raise our vibrations, so become as a pure soul. And the more cleanser we become, the more less negativity in us, the more higher we will be vibrating, and the more information will be available to us. And also we will be able to connect to our nature, because our nature is Sat Chit Anand, which is the truth about ourselves as a spiritual being rather than the body and the mind. We are the energy beings. That is the truth. Whether you believe it or not, that is the final truth. You will get to know that once you really have that experience. Secondly is Chit is all the information, all the awareness, and all the knowledge that you're seeking. It will be available to you as and when you want it. And thirdly, bliss, peace, love, joy, happiness. That's our nature. But we are not able to connect to that simply because we have filled our minds with negativity, with hatred, with anger, with all kinds of jealousy, all kinds of negative vices are the veils that are covering our own nature, which is bliss, peace, love, happiness, joy. So if you want to be in connecting with your own nature, then you have to remove those veils, and the way to do is meditation. And also, of course, information is very important, because meditation helps you to cleanse it. But if you don't have the knowledge, you keep on making the same mistakes. So it's like, you clean your room in the morning, and in the afternoon you bring a pail of garbage and dump it in the room again. And in the evening you're wondering, why is the room not clean? Because you brought the garbage back into the room. So that is what happens. If we don't have the knowledge, we keep making mistakes, same mistakes, repeating them, and as a result, we never experience that joy and peace and love that we should be experiencing after the meditation. So we need the knowledge also along with the meditation, so that we do not repeat the mistakes and we continue to raise our vibrations rather than, because every time you connect to the negativity, you will bring your vibration down. So positivity brings it up, negativity brings it down. Yes, but don't forget, it's our journey. So what the other people are doing is their choice and their journey, and we do not need to correct them. We are here to improve ourselves and raise our vibrations. So concentrate on that instead of trying to correct other people and judging other people. Try to judge yourself, correct yourself, and correct your own mistakes and become a guru of your own self. And second, third, as I was saying, Shuddhoham, that is the part of becoming, cleansing yourself. Then Buddhoham, as you will cleanse, the more knowledge will increase. You will become a Buddha. Buddha is a person full of knowledge. Buddhoham, then Muktoham, you will become free, freedom from all the vices, freedom from all the things that are binding you to the body. So you don't need to take a body if once you have the knowledge and you abide in the knowledge that you are a spiritual being. Spiritual being means that you do not act and react as your mind tells you. You act and react looking at all this garbage is going on in my mind. I am a spiritual being. I am a spectator of my mind and my body, and whatever is happening in them. And I'm just a spectator having the experience, and I'm seeing what is good for me, what is not good for me, and I will choose what is good for me. That is how you live. And when you live like that, then nothing can affect you. You are always at peace and you're always joyful and full of love for everything, because everything is made of that same energy, whether animals, plants, or the inert creation. Everything is made of that same energy. Okay, and then Nityoham is, of course, once you leave the body, you have a choice not to come back into another body. You can break the cycle of birth and death. You become Nitya. Nitya means one with the God's energy, one with the universal energy. So that is our journey basically, and I hope I have given you some pointers to think about reincarnation. And so please think about it and then evaluate it yourself. It doesn't matter whether we believe in it or not. You will come to know anyway once you leave the body. But right now we have to more focus on this journey, how we can make it pleasant, how we can make it viable and happy for us rather, and not only just for us, for others around us too. And make it if you go on a vacation, you want to have a good time, right? Have fun, not create misery for yourself and the others. So that's how you should think, that you've come on a earth planet to have fun. So I should create only joy and love and peace among everybody around us. Destroying each other in the name of wars or religions and countries and colors and caste is just stupidity and ignorance, nothing else. Okay, so any questions, anything?
What are the Akashic records? I know I'm getting...
Akashic records are your information about your past life, which is stored in the they say that because you're a spiritual being, you're an energy being, you're not only in this body, your information is even in the universe. So that the information which is stored in the universe, which is also available in your intellect body, is Akashic records. It's all your past lives information which is stored in the universe, which you will get an access to as soon as you leave the physical body. You will have the access. You'll be able to see all your past lives, and that is how you make your plan for the next life, which body to take and what all to take. Yes, and you can have whatever experience that you want to. It's your life. You choose an experience life the way you want to. There are no so long as you're not hurting anybody, you can experience anything and everything that you want to and you desire. Okay, if you're hurting somebody, then you're creating a karmic obligation, and that is where you'll get bound with that soul, and then you might have to come back again in a new cycle. Even if you want to leave, you won't be able to allowed to leave till you finish off that cycle, close the cycle with that soul. So it's always better to give rather than take. It's always better to do good rather than bad, because then you are free to move on wherever and however you want. You're not bound with anybody. When you're doing good, you're not bound. It is only when you're doing something, hurting somebody, and the emotions are connected, you're bound.
Right, absolutely.
Everything is in your hands. The moment. So whatever we are doing right now is creating our destiny for the future, and whatever happened in the past is as a result of that. Whatever situations are created in the present moment are because of our past actions. So our past created our present, and our present is going to create our future. That is how it works, and that is also the karma theory of karma.